Hello everyone, Juicebags here, and welcome back to a little Minecraft Tekkit for 1.5.2. I've been a very busy boy here lately, working up on the moon, and as I told everyone, I'm going to have a large hardened glass dome protecting my little moon base from all the villages. Or from all the meteors, pardon me. Those damn villages, oh no! Now, as you see, there's a few stray blocks, quite a few stray blocks, in fact, here and there that I had to go around and clean up. But here is my dome, and I got a little bit carried away with it, to the point where it took me so many hours to build it that I'm definitely going to be taking a little break for a couple of days from Tekkit, playing around with some different games as the recent additions to the moon base has just completely burnt me out for the time being. So I need a break for a day or two to kill some zombies or orcs or whatever. But I will be back in very rapidly. Anyway, this episode we're going to be doing a little speed build of the dome here. Show you guys what I did. And I still need to go through and clean up my straggler blocks. But that is easy enough. So let's head on inside. We've got a full dome. It's 79 blocks by 79 blocks, so it is absolutely massive. Now, I did start building a little moon base. As you see, this is the only building I have at the moment. I plan on putting it up a couple of floors at least, depending on what I can do. I built the dome very tall because the buildings I put in here I want to put multiple floors on, as I wanted to get lots of things going up here on the moon. But this is where we stand for now. In fact, I think I might have the moon have its own power supply. For the main reason is one of the things that really interested me about Tekkit is I love building these big power generators. It's a lot of fun. So I was thinking about putting in a fission reactor, potentially up here on the moon. I'm not certain yet. I know the fusion and fission reactors, the amount of MJs per tick that you produce, they're not super efficient, but they sure look cool. So I'm thinking about playing with one. But anyway, let's take a look at my little building here. As you saw, all the leaves out back. For those of you playing on the server, I did turn off the leaf block deterioration on the moon, so you don't have to worry about constantly re-upping your leaves. You want to go into your configuration settings and set that up. However, let's head on in. I've gotten plenty of meteoric iron, so I was able to build some airlocks. I've got this little two-stage airlock here. The first one to the outside is open. Of course, you flip the switch, the inside opens, so then the outside closes, and that allows us to get into our moon base here. Haven't done anything else other than put the basic machines that I'm going to need in. I got an oxygen collector inside with a compressor to fill up my tanks. Speaking of, let's throw this bad boy in there. I got Tesseract as I'm tesseracting the power in. An oxygen sealer, which is 100%. I've got 3 oxygen collectors out back in that mass. And then my Moon ME network, which not a whole lot in it. I do have several Tier 2 rockets and several Moon Buggy schematics for anyone that's interested in building any of those. If you don't want to go through and grind out the dungeons, just give me a holler, and I will hook you up, as I think it's pretty fun going in and grinding out the dungeons. Anyway, so this is the start of my moon base and the dome that's going to protect us from those nuisance meteors. Still got a little cleaning up to do on the dome, but my god, that was quite a grind. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what it took to get this moon dome up in action. Alright, so first things first, what I really wanted to do is, obviously I've got to make a ton of hardened glass. So I got tired of making it all manually. I made several thousand hardened glass manually. I'm going to need about 9,000 total. So to make my life a little bit easier here, And since I don't have a crafting station set up for the ME network yet, I went on and kind of created a little ghetto ME network induction smelter. You see we got green and purple inputs and a red output. So I used export bus on the inputs and an import bus on the output of the induction smelter. Linked it all in with the ME network. Now this was a temporary build, so it's not very pretty, but it was very effective. I was able to automate the hardened glass making process, and only had to, it was burning away making the hardened glass as I was up building my dome. And as I mentioned, it took me several hours to get the dome built. So went on and took out a little bit of pulverized obsidian and some lead ingots and set the inputs like so. And then some lead ingots over here. And then it's important to change the settings on the export bus so that it stacks items and isn't just moving a single item. That allows the stuff to flow in a lot more smoothly, and it makes it keeps it full. So now I've got an automated hardened glass production facility. It's taking the materials out of the ME network and putting the finished hardened glass directly back into the ME network. So with this going, I was able to go ahead and get the dome built on the moon base, or start building it, instead of sitting here staring at my machines all day. Which I can't believe I didn't do this sooner, to be honest with you. As I mentioned, I created several thousand hardened glass manually, and the thousands that were required for the build definitely called for me to do something different. As you see, it is in motion, getting the job done as intended, and made my life a heck of a lot easier, as I didn't have to sit here feeding hardened glass in for hours and hours on end. Very effective setup. I'm anxious to get the ME crafting station in place at some point, to have some automated crafting inside of the ME network itself. But I'm not quite there yet, so I just went on and did what I could. See, I'm loading up on the hardened glass here, and I am ready to go ahead and head off to the moon and get things started. As I mentioned, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner, because it was a requirement for doing a ridiculous build like this outside of creative mode and in survival. So let's go ahead and get moving. So that's going to do it for this episode of Minecraft Tekkit for 1.5.2. As always, thanks for watching, click that like button, and please subscribe.